All right, fantastic news. Your business is growing. You're getting more leads, customers, and sales, which means you're making more money and you want to grow your business even faster. So it's time to hire your first marketer or maybe your next marketer. Now, this is something that you absolutely have to get right the first time, because if you don't, that can cause a lot of headaches down the track. So let's talk about 4 ways that you can do that properly. All right, David White here. I help business owners get more leads, customers, and sales. And today we're going to talk about how to build a marketing team, whether that is hiring your first marketer or hiring your next marketer to help you grow and scale your company. Now, like I said, this is something that's so important to get right, because if you don't plan on where you might need to be a year from now or a couple of years from now, there's a chance you'll get there and you'll have been hiring people or outsourcing things, and you'll look around and go, hey, we got too many people in this one seat on the bus, or we got the wrong people sitting in the wrong seats, or whatever it was that Malcolm Gladwell said about great organizations versus not so great organizations. So let's talk about 4 really important pillars for you to keep in mind as you grow your business. Now, super quickly as we go through this, these are sort of first principles and universal guidelines for you to think about as you're doing this. I know that the way that your business operates and the things that you do with your marketing are probably really different to the way that anyone else's business works. So keep these ideas in mind. Feel free to customize them and use them as they fall relevant to your particular business. But let's dive in and talk about pillar number 1 of building a marketing team, which is to focus on the team part of this, not the specific players. So we're going to build out how to build a marketing team sort of graphically as we go through this little tutorial. And to make things really simple, we can say that marketing is about 3 things. So first of all, there's like the top of the funnel stuff, which refers to getting people who don't know that your business exists to know that your business exists and getting them to engage with you in some way. We can also get those particular people to subscribe to your email list by doing particular things. And then finally, marketing, we can also do particular things that get those people to buy from you and then become repeat customers. Now, this is a really good way to segment up sort of thinking about your marketing and your marketing department. And I say focus on a team, not players, because it's really difficult and potentially very expensive to hire a jack of all trades, or to even find one who can do all these particular things. And a lot of the time, you'll be a lot better set finding like particular people to fill particular roles, which is something that we'll talk about pretty shortly. What you don't want is to find someone who's really good at, let's say, top of funnel stuff. Like they're a absolute legend at TikTok or search engine optimization, or they know the ins and outs of the YouTube algorithm or something like that. And then you find someone who's really good at the email stuff, and then someone who's really good at, creating campaigns and whatnot, but they don't know anything about what other people are doing. What you want to find is someone who knows a lot about a little bit of stuff, right? They know a lot about copywriting, or they know a lot about social media, or they know a lot about content marketing, and they know a little bit about everything else. And we want to have that purely so, to put it in like the best metaphor I can give you here is, we want to have that so these people can speak the same language to each other. Now, going back to the slides, what we really don't want here is for this person to have absolutely no idea what's going on up here. And for this person up here at the top of the funnel to really not understand or be able to communicate to this person about what it is that they're doing and how it might impact activities at the bottom of the funnel. So we're looking for a team, not individual players. I don't want to make this into a sport metaphor because I know that's not everyone's thing, but like in an NFL team, you have players. You have a player who catches the ball, a player who throws the ball, a player who kicks the ball, a player who stops people from trying to smash the guy who's trying to throw the ball, all sorts of different players. We're looking for a specific team. So look for people who understand a lot and also understand a lot about one thing and also understand enough about everything else that they can get by and cooperate with everyone else who you are going to hire in the future. Now, I've got head of marketing written down here on my screen. We're going to talk about that a little bit later. For the moment, let's just dive deeper into getting people to fill these particular roles in your team. Not necessarily all at the same time, of course, but getting them to fill these particular roles and doing it in the right way so that your business can grow. So this second idea is to focus on ownership rather than titles. So let's say we build out a marketing team based on these three particular things, right? Top of funnel, getting strangers to find our business and realize that we exist. Middle of funnel, getting those people who are now familiar with us to engage with us, maybe give us their email address or join some kind of event or campaign or what have you. And then finally getting those people who join our events or campaigns or whatever it is to buy from us and then become repeat buyers. Underneath each one of those particular, what would be the best word for it? Underneath each one of those particular disciplines, we can say that there are certain things that people own to do their job properly. So for top of funnel stuff, that might be things like social media, search engine optimization, advertising, or posting content on the YouTubes or on your blog or on your podcast or something like that. For the middle of funnel stuff, this might be things like landing pages, looking at data and metrics around how are our landing pages converting, testing, optimization, all those sorts of things, getting more subscribers, making sure that those subscribers engage, and finally like content hosting. So for want of a better term, like putting stuff on your website that attracts people to you. And then finally, for these people who are in charge of turning leads into customers, they can own things like email marketing or campaign assets like video scripts or copywriting elsewhere in the funnel or the tech stuff like your email automations and what have you. So when you hire, don't get bogged down in the idea of, oh, we need to get a social media person, or we need to get a copywriter, or we need to get an advertiser, or we need to get a graphic designer. There are so many people out there looking for digital marketing jobs right now. You can find plenty of people who, if you say, I need someone to own this stuff in my business. I need someone to own our landing pages. I need someone to own our engagement with our email subscribers. I need someone to own kind of the way that we optimize posting content on our website. I don't know what that particular person's job title might be, but I know if you say we're looking for someone to come in and own this stuff in our company and nail this for us, you are going to find someone. So pillar number 2, focus on ownership, not titles. All right, pillar number 3 is to focus on results, not work. So here's the thing. If you hire someone to do marketing in your company, or if you show up to do marketing in your company yourself, that needs to turn eventually and in some way into a sale. There is absolutely no point in growing your social media audience. There's no point in improving your ranking on Google or having a huge number of subscribers and listeners to your podcast if those people don't eventually buy things from you. So when you hire someone who's going to own, let's say, your social media, or when you hire someone who's going to own turning website traffic into email subscribers, you need to make them aware of what results they are responsible for generating. So you don't want to give them things that are like, hey, here's a whole bunch of busy work for you. We want you doing XYZ on social media, or we want you doing XYZ with our posting content on our website or creating funnels or what have you. You want them knowing, listen, for example, we're here with our page rankings. I need you to go and talk to this person and talk about how can we get our page rankings up and how can we turn that traffic into email subscribers. Or you might say to someone, listen, you're in charge of page optimization. So right now, our landing pages are converting at XYZ, or our blog is turning this many people out of 1,000 visitors into email subscribers. What are you going to do to improve this? So each one of these different skills, top of funnel marketing, middle of funnel marketing, bottom of funnel marketing, each one of these different things can be given metrics. And when you give a marketer who joins your team a specific thing and you say, I want you to focus on this. When you sit down to start your day at work, you need to focus on getting engagement from our social media posts with the intention of driving those people to our website. Then they know, hey, I got to focus on this because it's going to drive the business forward. Rather than, let's say, hey, you got to post like 6 times a week on our Instagram, and then you got to do XYZ on TikTok, and then you got to do this on LinkedIn, and then we need you to also do this on YouTube. If they don't get those things done, but this number goes up, you know what? They're doing their job. Obviously, you want them to like hit the numbers in terms of output that you're looking for, but you need to have some way of grading them around, are you helping this business move forward or not? All right, so pillar number 1 was focus on building the team, not getting great players who don't know how to work with other people on your team. Thing number 2 was to focus on ownership, not titles. Thing number 3, or pillar number 3, was to focus on results, not work. Pillar number 4 is, where do you actually start hiring these people? So we've just spoken about a whole bunch of stuff. We've spoken about top of funnel, middle of funnel, bottom of funnel, things that they can focus on actually doing in their role, what results they should be generating. Where do you start? If you're hiring your first marketer, or if you've already got 1 or 2 or more and you're looking for your next marketer, where should you hire? And the answer, unfortunately, is it depends. It depends on your business. It depends on what you need. But I've got really roughly a rule of thumb that you can try out as a thought experiment before you go out looking for marketers to join your business. So the first thing that you should hire for is time. As in, we don't have time to do like this sort of stuff. We just don't have time to do as much social media and SEO stuff as we know we should. And I say hire for time first because you don't actually have to hire someone to work 40 hours a week in your business. You can find someone to do this part-time. You can get a contractor and run like a thought experiment for 3 months. But hiring for time is the easiest thing you can do, because you can say to this person, listen, I want you to come and work 20 hours a week in my business. Here's what we're currently doing. You're in charge of getting, 15, 20% more traffic from our social media than we're currently getting to our website. What have you got to show with us? What have you got to share with us? So time is the easiest thing. The second thing that you can hire for is skill. So that might be finding someone who is more skilled than you or the people who you've currently got in your marketing department at email or copywriting, for example. Or this might be finding someone who is going to do a better job than you guys can you and your marketers can in the hours that you've got to work on SEO right now. Now, I say skill should come after time, because think about this. If you don't have enough time to post content on social media and to optimize your SEO, and let's say you've got let's say you do 10 hours a week of that stuff, and you're like, you know what? I know this is bringing me results. I wish I had more time to work on this. I'm going to hire someone to come and work 20 hours a week on this for me. You've just freed up 10 hours of your own time. You've got 20 hours of someone else doing this for you. If everything else stays constant, you'll double the results that you get from your social media and your SEO, as an example. Whereas if you're doing SEO and social media yourself and you know that you're not the best in the world at it and you want to find someone who's very skilled, they're probably not going to be twice as good as you at those particular things in the same number of hours that you're spending on them. So hire for time first, because if you don't have time to do stuff that you know you should be with your marketing and you know it's going to work, you should definitely be filling those roles. Next, you should be looking at, where are we just, let's be honest, not skilled enough to be absolute masters at this and hire people to fill those particular roles here. And then finally, hire to get rid of headaches. There's always stuff that people don't like doing. Like not everyone loves social media. Not everyone loves writing emails. Not everyone loves advertising. Not everyone loves messing around with data and numbers and math and optimizing and figuring out how to make things that work even more good, to use the technical term. So hire to get rid of headaches. Now that brings me to the last thing that I haven't really spoken about here, which is this head of marketing. So as your business grows and you get more marketers and you've got people furiously working away on the top of funnel tasks and metrics, achieving the metrics, as you've got people in the middle of the funnel furiously doing things to get more email subscribers and obsessing about the metrics there, as you've got people working on things such as increasing sales per X number of leads that you get, or increasing conversions of this campaign or that video or what have you, someone really needs to be in charge of bringing that team of players together and making sure that they're all kind of working in unison. So the job of the head of marketing is fourfold. Number one, making sure that everyone is following the right strategy, because as this grows, it's very easy for people to just start going and doing their own stuff. The second thing that the head of marketing needs to be in charge of is making sure that execution happens, measuring what actually occurs. Like, hey, this worked really well. We thought this one would work well, but it didn't, with regards to the different projects that you work on. And finally, optimizing so that the goals that you set actually get achieved. Now, head of marketing, that's something that I actually do in a fractional role. So I can tell you that this is probably the last person that you should be hiring in your business, unless you've grown like ridiculously fast. And it's like, wow, we like 15x'd in the last 3 months. We desperately need someone to come and help us work on all this sort of these things. Getting people who are really good at top of funnel marketing, or middle of funnel or bottom of funnel, and know enough about everything else that's going on to just keep your business moving forward is where you need to focus. And then once you've got a decent team, then you can look at someone like myself as a head of marketing. I work as a fractional head of marketing. You can look at someone like myself coming in and saying, hey, how can we get this team working on a strategy together, executing like a really well-oiled machine? How can we keep an eye on, are they actually hitting the results that we're looking for? And when things sometimes don't go the way that we want them to, how can we optimize that? So, in a nutshell, in, 4.5 pillars, that is how you go about building and growing a marketing team. And if you found this helpful, I've actually done a much longer workshop on this particular topic called High Performance Marketing, which you can watch for free with the link on your screen. We go into a lot more detail around how does this head of marketing, which maybe you right now, maybe someone that you're looking to hire if you've already got a decent sized team of marketers, how do they go about making sure that all these people doing all these things and responsible for all these metrics that we just spoke of, how do they push your business forward? Click the link on your screen to register for the High Performance Marketing Workshop, and I'll see you soon.